While there are many things Sigma males can tolerate, even they have their limits. Known for their independence and self-reliance, these lone wolves don't easily express what bothers them. However, there are certain behaviors and situations they cannot stand. Here are 7 things Sigma males absolutely detest. Stay tuned until the end. The last one might just hit home for all Sigma males out there. Number 1. Twisting facts just to win an argument. Did you know the average person tells 2 lies per day? For Sigma males, that's 2 lies too many, especially in arguments. These guys can't stand it when people twist facts just to come out on top in a debate. Sigma males are all about the truth. They don't play games with facts. When they see someone bending the truth or leaving out important details just to win, it really gets under their skin. They might leave you to believe you won, but rest assured they know the truth. They might even avoid you in the future because someone who's willing to lie for the sake of winning isn't someone they want in their life. Think about it. You're having a talk with someone, and they start changing the story. Maybe they're making things up or only telling half the truth. While Sigma males may not call you out on it, they'll definitely notice. They're sharp and pay attention to details, so this kind of trick doesn't fool them. And if this becomes a pattern, they'll eventually lose interest in any kind of discussion with you. It's not about winning at all costs. It's about finding out what's really true. They'd rather lose an argument with facts than win one with lies. That's just how they roll. When someone twists facts, it feels like a slap in the face to a Sigma. It's disrespectful, not just to them, but to the truth itself. Why is it so hard for people to be honest and straightforward? It's frustrating and disappointing. And when you're dealing with someone who does this regularly, it's just too much effort to try and have a meaningful conversation. When someone starts playing loose with the truth, it kills the vibe. It turns what could be a great chat into a waste of time. Sigma males respect those who can admit when they're wrong or don't know something. It's okay to say, "I'm not sure," or "I might be wrong." That's way better in their books than making stuff up. These men aren't out to prove they're always right. They just want to get to the bottom of things. They're after knowledge, not just winning. Number 2. Using guilt trips to get what you want. Have you ever noticed how some people try to make you feel bad to get their way? It happens all the time. Maybe it's a friend who keeps reminding you of what they did for you last week, or a family member who brings up past favors just to get you to do something. They make you feel guilty, hoping you'll give in to their demands. Well, Sigma males are not the ones to fall for it. They are really good at detecting manipulation, and these emotional games don't sit well with them. When faced with guilt trips, Sigma males won't argue or create drama. They simply walk away. It's not worth the hassle to be around someone who's constantly trying to make you feel bad for not doing what they want. If someone can't be honest about what they want without dragging emotions into it, Sigma males will lose interest fast. Playing the guilt card is not only annoying and ineffective, but it also makes you look childish and immature. Being upfront is far more effective, and Sigma men will respect you much more for it. Number 3. People who pretend to care but do nothing. Do you know that guy who's always talking about how much he cares about the environment, but he's never picked up a piece of trash in his life? Or that coworker who says they're all about teamwork, but disappears when there's actual work to be done? Yeah, those people. The ones who talk a big game, but never back it up with action. For Sigma males, these folks are like a bad rash, irritating and hard to get rid of. Sigmas can't stand this kind of fake caring. It's not just annoying, it's downright disrespectful. They'd rather deal with someone who's openly selfish than someone who pretends to be Mother Teresa but doesn't lift a finger to help. Sigma men are not impressed by grand declarations or emotional speeches. They want to see what you actually do when it matters. Are you the person who shows up when a friend needs help? Or are you the one who always has an excuse? This behavior isn't just limited to big causes or favors. It's in the little things too, Like the friend who swears they'll always have your back, but ghosts you when you're going through a tough time. Or the colleague who claims to be all about honesty, but then throws you under the bus to save their own skin. Sigma men really hate this facade. Real caring isn't about looking good or sounding nice. It's about rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty. It's about being there when it's inconvenient, not just when it's easy. For these guys, the most respected individuals are those who quietly do the work without needing to show it to the world. They admire people who help without expecting recognition, who care through their actions, not just their words. Number 4. Getting all defensive when someone gives you honest feedback. Nobody likes to hear they've messed up. But for Sigma males, there's nothing worse than someone who can't take a bit of honest criticism. We're talking about those folks who blow up or shut down the moment anyone points out they could do better. Sigma males hate this kind of reaction because it kills any chance of real growth or improvement. These guys are all about getting better and learning from mistakes. When someone gets defensive, it's like they're slamming the door on becoming a better version of themselves. It's not just about work stuff either. This applies to everything. Relationships, hobbies, you name it. Sigmas see honest feedback as a gift. Someone cared enough to point out where you could improve. That's valuable info. But when people get all defensive, they're basically throwing that gift in the trash. Think about it. We all have blind spots. Things we don't notice about ourselves that might be holding us back. Good feedback helps us see those blind spots. But if you're always on the defensive, you'll never spot them. You'll just keep making the same mistakes over and over. For Sigma males, this defensiveness screams insecurity. It says, I'm too fragile to handle the truth. And that's why they can't stand it. They admire those who can take criticism on the chin, think about it, and use it to level up. We're not talking about mean-spirited attacks here. Sigma males know the difference between constructive feedback and someone just being a jerk. They're all about that constructive criticism, the kind that helps you grow. Number 5. Constantly needing others to pat you on the back. We've all met that person who can't seem to function without constant praise. They fish for compliments, humble brag about their achievements, and always seem to steer the conversation back to their accomplishments. It's like they're running on compliments instead of coffee. At first, it might seem harmless, maybe even a bit endearing. But over time, it gets old fast. This need for constant validation can drain the energy out of any room, turning every interaction into a quest for approval. While most Sigma males don't crave attention or validation, they can appreciate a kind word here and there. But when it becomes excessive and needy, they'll start to distance themselves. They have no patience for those who are constantly seeking outside validation instead of finding it within themselves. It's like they're looking for others to prop them up because they can't stand on their own. Of course, everybody needs a boost now and then, but turning it into a constant demand can be exhausting for those around you. It feels fake, forced, and frankly, a bit pathetic. Number 6. Automated customer service calls. Have you felt like you're trapped in a never-ending maze of press 1 for this, press 2 for that? Welcome to the world of automated customer service calls, the bane of every Sigma male's existence. It's like trying to have a conversation with a brick wall that occasionally spits out pre-recorded messages. These robotic interactions are more than just annoying. They're a perfect storm of everything Sigma males can't stand. These guys prefer straightforward communication and getting things done. So when they're forced to navigate through a labyrinth of automated options, it's like torture. Let's say you've got a simple question about your bill. Should be a 2-minute conversation, right? No. You're stuck listening to a monotone voice listing off options that have nothing to do with your issue. By the time you finally get to a human, if you're lucky, you've already wasted 20 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. Sigmas hate the feeling of powerlessness these systems create. They're used to taking charge and finding direct solutions, but with automated calls, They're at the mercy of a computer program that doesn't understand nuance or urgency. It's like trying to use a sledgehammer to fix a watch. Completely ineffective and frustrating as hell. What really gets under a Sigma's skin is the obvious cost-cutting motive behind these systems. They know companies are using automation to save money, but at what cost to customer satisfaction? It feels like companies are saying your time and frustration don't matter to us. The repetitive nature of these calls is another pain point, having to enter your account number or explain your issue multiple times. That's enough to make any Sigma want to throw their phone out the window. Number 7. Unsolicited, outdated advice. We've all been there. You're minding your own business, maybe at a family barbecue or waiting in line for coffee, when suddenly that old uncle or random stranger starts dishing out advice. Back in my day, they begin, and you just know you're in for a treat. They've got opinions on everything from how to find a job, just walk in and ask for the manager, to relationship advice that sounds like it's straight out of a 1950s handbook. For Sigma males, there's nothing quite as irritating as getting bombarded with unsolicited, outdated advice from someone who doesn't have a clue about their life or experiences. They appreciate wisdom and guidance, but only from those who have been there and truly understand their situation. Of course, this doesn't mean they'll disregard advice from older individuals or those with different experiences. They just prefer it to be presented in a more respectful and relevant manner. They value those who take the time to understand their perspective before offering advice, rather than just assuming they know what's best for them. Sure, they listen politely and might even nod along, but inside, they're rolling their eyes. If your uncle's advice worked so well, why is he still single and living in his mom's basement? It's not about age or experience. It's about understanding and relevance. And Sigma males can't stand when that's lacking. And let's not forget the moment when you finally think you're going to talk to a real person, only to be met with another automated message. That's the ultimate betrayal for any Sigma male, the false hope of human interaction crushed by another soulless robot.